That's what competition makes us dream and toil for. Throughout this competition, both contestants and audience have probably realized the significance of promoting fair competition in the market, along with acknowledging the vital necessity for regulatory oversight. This highlights the crucial equilibrium between competition and regulation and advantages all parties involved.
Good evening, distinguished dignitaries, esteemed guests, participants, ladies and gentlemen. Our chief guest, Professor Dr. Ranbir Singh Sir, Pro-Chancellor at IILM University, guest of honor and final judges, Shri Praful Bharat Sir, Dr. Uday Shankar Sir, Shri R. Murlidharan Sir, and Shri Bharat Budolia Sir.
We also have on days Professor Dr. V.C. Vivekanand.
I request Professor Dr. Yogendra Kumar Srivastav Sir, Dean Postgraduate Studies and Controller of Examination, HNLU, to kindly deliver the welcome address.
Thank you. Respected, esteemed guest seated on the dais and off the dais, respected faculty members, respected deans, respected staff members, esteemed members of the press, dear participants, and my beloved students. A very warm and joyous evening to all of you. It is my distinguished pleasure, honor, and privilege to extend you all a warm welcome to the valedictory function of the first Justice Hidayatullah International Moot Court Competition, HIMC 2024, organized by Hidayatullah National Law University, Raipur, in collaboration with AZB and partners. It is indeed a momentous occasion as we gather here to celebrate the culmination of days filled with rigorous deliberation, legal acumen, and spirited advocacy. First and foremost, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to our Chief Guest, Professor Dr. Ranbir Singh Sir, Pro-Chancellor IILM University, for gracing this occasion with his esteemed presence. Your eminence and profound expertise in the legal realm serve as a guiding light for all aspiring legal minds present here today. Sir, on behalf of HNLU fraternity, I welcome you in this valedictory ceremony. I would also like to extend a warm welcome to our esteemed learned guests of honor, Shri Praful Bharat Ji, Honorable Advocate General of Chhattisgarh High Court, Advocate R. Murlidharan Sir, Senior Advocate, Mr. Bharat Budolia, Partner AZB, and Dr. Uday Shankar Sir, former Registrar HNLU and Senior Faculty of prestigious Rajiv Gandhi School of Law, IIT Kharagpur. On behalf of HNLU fraternity, I welcome you all in this valedictory ceremony. Definitely it is my pleasure to welcome our leader, guide and beacon of motivation and dynamic mentor, Professor Dr. V.C. Vivekanand Sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Hidayatullah National Law University, Raipur. Under Sir's exceptional leadership, HNLU has been touching new milestones every year. I welcome you, sir. I extend a warm welcome to Dr. Vipin Kumar, Registrar in Charge, Hidayatullah National Law University. It is also a delight to welcome the Organizing Secretary of the HNLU Moot Court, Dr. Anindya Tiwari, and all the faculty members of the organizing committee of this moot. I also take this opportunity to welcome the members of the Students Organizing Committee, because their hard work and tireless efforts have made this event a grand success. Welcome you all in this valedictory ceremony. I welcome our esteemed deans and learned faculty members present here, and whose relentless guidance and mentorship have shaped the legal minds of tomorrow. We express our deepest gratitude. A special word of appreciation goes out to the diligent staff members whose behind the scenes efforts have been indispensable in ensuring the smooth execution of this prestigious event. I welcome you all in this valedictory ceremony. Last, definitely but not least, I extend a warm welcome to HIMCC participants, speakers, researchers from renowned institutions of India, Bangladesh and Nepal. The zeal and determination that they have exhibited in the past 2 days, intense argumentation and deliberation has injected a magical rigor to this important Hidayatullah International Moot Court competition. Without you all, it was not possible to take HIMCC to the height that it has achieved in this moment. Once again, a heartfelt welcome to everyone joining us here in this auditorium. Thank you all. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
I humbly request Honorable Vice Chancellor Sir to kindly felicitate Professor Dr. Ranbir Singh Sir with a bouquet.
I also request Honorable Vice Chancellor Sir to kindly felicitate Shri Praful Bharat Sir.
I request Registrar Sir to felicitate Shri R. Muralidharan Sir.
I request Dr. Yogendra Srivastav Sir to felicitate Dr. Uday Shankar Sir.
I request Anindya Tiwari Sir to felicitate Shri Bharat Budolia Sir.
The first Justice Hidayatullah International Moot Court competition is built on the success of 13 previous national competitions, which celebrates the legacy of Justice Muhammad Hidayatullah. With increased participation from top universities and esteemed judges, HNLU has upheld its mooting tradition for over a decade, marking a milestone with this international event. We hereby now request Mr. Amitesh Deshmukh Sir to please present the report of the first HIMCC 2024.
A very good afternoon to the respected guests, judges, participants, organizing team, and students. In the valedictory ceremony of the 13th Hidayatullah National Moot Court Competition 2023, the date was 19th of March 2023, Honorable Vice Chancellor Sir announced that from next year we go global. Sir announced first edition of International Moot Court, and here we are. A year of efforts, attempts and comedy. I guess here comes the end for the 3-day mooting extravaganza for the year for all of us. The idea of first Justice Hidayatullah International Moot Court Competition 2024 in collaboration with AZB and partners was nurtured with a hope to see a resounding participation of students across the globe in order to promote healthy competition and scholarly debate in the ever-developing field of antitrust laws. The competition has been supported by our esteemed collaborators, title sponsors, AZB and partners, resource partners, Murthy Law Associates, media partners, Live Law, and knowledge partners, ECC Online and SCC. The problem statement of the competition has been drafted by a team led by Mr. Bharat Budholia, partner AZB and partners, and who is also an alum of this university. The various categories of awards of the competitions are as follows: winners, runner-ups, best researcher, best memorial, and best speaker. The awardees of which will be provided with prize money and internship opportunities with various law firms and some digital goodies and merchandises from EBC and SCC Online. With participation of overall 40 teams of 3 different nationalities, which comprised almost 48% women and 52% male participants, who have prepared for months to compete and have put themselves to work towards the victory through maybe numerous sleepless nights and tiring days. The event has been able to mark its humble presence in international mooting arena, which we hope and pray will only go onwards and upwards with every edition of HIMCC. Emphasizing the running of the event, we started on the 15th of March with Professor Dr. Dilip Uike sir as the guest in the inaugural ceremony, followed by the researchers' test on the same day. The preliminary rounds of the competition started on the morning of 16th of March, wherein the teams were judged by 40 illustrious professionals, practitioners, researchers, and academicians acting as judges, whereas 8 teams out of these 40 were selected for the quarter-final rounds, which was judged by 12 judges in total, all of which hail from most reputed educational institutions and law offices across this country. On the morning of 17th of March, today, 4 semi-finalist teams argued their case before the expert benches, comprising of various market leaders and academicians, out of which the 2 best performers have presented their arguments in the final round. The bench in the final round was rightly decorated with the luminaries including Professor Dr. Ranbir Singh sir, Shri Prafulla N. Bharat sir, Shri R. Muralidharan sir, Dr. Uday Shankar sir, and Shri Bharat Budholia sir. With this, we come to the conclusion of first Hidayatullah International Moot Court competition, promising, hoping, and attempting an onward and upward trajectory always. May the best teams, the best people, the best spirits win. Jai HNLU, Jai Chhattisgarh, Jai Bharat.
Thank you, sir, for your words of wisdom. HNLU has touched numerous milestones under the able guidance of Honorable Vice Chancellor, Sir Dr. V.C. Vivekanandan. Sir is also the President of Consortium of NLUs. Sir, we are glad to have you as the Vice Chancellor. Sir, may I now request you to kindly address the august gathering.
I thought of saying a warm good evening to all, but then the AC has started working, right? So today's chief guest, Professor Ranbir Singh, was also chairing the judges. I don't need to much say about Professor Ranbir. He is as much present as I am in this campus. He is there with us in all the functions, and he continues to support us, give us valid advice, and travels, even though he's 70 plus, and he still travels, and he makes Raipur as one of his favorite destinations. So I'm quite happy. Apart from the formal welcome, I welcome him on my behalf. And then we have also today Shri Prafulla Bharat, Advocate General, Government of Chhattisgarh, and in fact it's his this season when this is his maiden visit. I'm pretty sure that he's very familiar with HNLU as an additional, Advocate General in his earlier tenure, and I'm quite happy that he traveled all the way from Bilaspur to be with us to share with that an expert in constitutional law and ADR, and his presence as a judge has added a lot of value to today's, final event. And then I do have with me Sri Muralidharan, senior advocate from Bengaluru. He himself was a mooter representing India in Jasop way back in his college days, and then I've been a seasoned administrator of moot courts for a very long time, I know, and he keeps visiting us as a faculty, and his presence has added a lot of value for today's event. So on my behalf, I do thank him on that. Of course, we have Professor Dr. Uday Shankar, who was a former registrar, right? He had to return back due to his service conditions, but quite happy to come back here and then being a part of the judge today. He is with us. Of course, we have Sri Bharat Budolia, your own alumni of HNLU, and what I call is I call it as our person inside A and B partners in organizing things, and he has been consistently supporting, and he will be around. Apart from that, I have with me our registrar on the stage, and then the deans, faculty, students of HNLU, participants from outside HNLU, who has made this today's event a very vibrant one. I came to know out of the 120 participants, 57 are women. In that, I was wondering, where did the other 3 women go? They did not participate here, right? Because we are talking about 50-50. But I am reminded of Ruth Ginsburg, the second Chief Justice in Supreme Court of US. When there are 9 judges, she asked how many women should be there. She said 9 should be there. Then when they looked at her, very perplexed, she said, nobody was shocked and asked when 9 were men. When I say 9 women should be there, you're all looking at me shocked, right? So that was the answer. I do presume that in the future moot courts, this question of Ginsburg will reflect, and I will have to have a time when I have to tell so many men participated in this particular event. So this is what we are really looking as the diversity of this particular event which is happening. As I said, the current status of moot courts is very vibrant, I would say. As I am speaking today, I presume there is a valediction happening in Jodhpur, there is a valediction happening in Nagpur. At least I knew 2 Vice Chancellors were speaking to me, because I was trying to invite them, and they said, they were trying to invite me, and we all said that we are in our respective, places doing moots. There are several moot courts happening, and it really is a critical role in shaping the practical skills of law students across the globe. Moot court competition are a staple nowadays in legal education, offering students a platform to hone their advocacy, research, writing, and oral argument. In 2024, legal education landscape features prestigious competitions like MILM International Commercial Arbitration, which focuses on international commercial law and arbitration, IBA International Criminal Court competition simulating the proceedings of International Criminal Court. The moot court activities are not limited to competition nowadays. They are deeply integrated into the curriculum of law schools. For example, Stockholm University participates in a variety of moots, including sports arbitration moot, European law moot, and others. So you really find from little generic, it is becoming very specialized, and I'm pretty sure this one, what happened, the event which we took place last 2 days, is also a great way contributed to the capacity building of lawyers of future who did that. I had little work in my office, but I was not actually doing the work. I was watching in YouTube the whole proceedings, what was going on. I was more glued to that, but the purpose I thought I will do some files could not happen because it was very engaging, and I'm quite happy that the organizers have put it in YouTube for very many to watch it outside. So coming back to the organization, which I say a few words, as I said, 120 participants and 80 judges. It is I wouldn't say it's a logistical nightmare, but it's a logistical delight to have so many of them in the campus. And that way, the team led by Dr. Tibari, other professors of his team have done marvelous job, a very seamless way of conducting this particular event. And as I borrow from the words of Professor Singh, which used to tell, please, for all the good things, give a big clap to the team. And if there are shortcomings, the Vice Chancellor takes it all, right? So this I borrowed from him always, when he used to say that. So I'm quite happy today as standing there waiting for others to make their short comments before all of you are waiting for, some of these shining cups in front of you. So in such case, I need first to congratulate, first of all the participants, right? That's my congratulations. Winners, runners and other things, I also congratulate them. So it is because, as we all said, that this whole marathon exercise as a legal professional, starts in a way warming up through moot courts, and then you are really entering the fray in the real race course, and then we are doing. So it is one of the warming up, and so the participation is very, very crucial. And participation is very crucial, and if there are some prizes, it's a good photo op. More than that, I said the spirit of being part of this, because this is not a competition in a different sense, it's a clinical course, it's a part of this. And there are ideas now mooted by Dr. Tiwari to bring in moot court as part of evaluation, to run moot courts, because as I always believe, information is from the teachers is long back dead and gone. Information is more out in the cyberspace. And what does teachers do? Generally have to motivate you for critical thinking. Earlier when we are there, information were with the teachers, and then we need to really go to the class and then try to get some information from the teachers. But with technology, I always say that students have more information than teachers, because younger you are, your dexterity in handling information is better than when you are aged. So what does the role of the teachers do is critical thinking and trying to analyze, and I'm pretty sure that already he gave a presentation about how to integrate it as part of the evaluation. That will bring in more and more people, not just big competitions or that glamour, but part of a routine life of evaluation and curriculum. I'm sure that we are looking at the various issues, and sure we'll be implementing in the coming academic year. And so with that, I would like to conclude my remark, right? As you said that the winners or the other members who are going to take, I call this famous Vini Vidi Vici, that you came, you saw, you conquered, will be the message for them. But for others, they are quite happy to be part of this celebration, and I'm sure that they will have their cup in some part of the time, and some part of the future they will also having the cup. With this, I conclude my remark, thanking especially the volunteers, students, and then the organizers who made it really possible, who made it very much possible for this event. And I always believed with the signature events in HNLU, they are the best event managers I have ever seen, our volunteers, and I'm sure that that tradition will continue. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your enthralling words. HIMCC 2024 is organized in collaboration with AZBN partners. Ms. Zia Modi ma'am is the co-founder and managing partner of this prestigious law firm. She has been recognized as a star individual for corporate M&A by Chambers Global. Ma'am has also been acknowledged as an eminent practitioner for private equity by Chambers Asia Pacific. Additionally, she was inducted into the Hall of Fame for Corporate and M&A by Legal 500 Asia Pacific in 2021. We request the IT team to kindly play her video message.
Hello everybody, respected Chief Guest, Professor V.K. Vivekanandan, Vice Chancellor of the HNLU, other distinguished guests, faculty members, participants and friends, good evening. First and foremost, many congratulations to HNLU and the Moot Court Committee for hosting 13 successful editions of this event in the past, and more so for turning this into an international Moot Court competition this year. Delighted to join the valedictory ceremony of this edition of the HNLU competition. I've been informed that 40 teams, including 3 from the Indian subcontinent, participated in this year's competition. It is just so encouraging to see such a strong turnout, and we were delighted to see that students were eager to participate in it. I was thrilled to see the performance of the students in the last edition of this event, and with the utmost confidence, I can say that the performance of the teams this year have more than managed to live up to the standards set last year, if not exceeded them. Indian competition law jurisprudence has evolved significantly in the last 50 years. In the past year, we have witnessed, as you have seen, a number of important developments in the competition law space. After 15 years, the Competition Act of 2002 underwent significant amendments. Additional regulations were also introduced to further enhance its effectiveness. Many of these changes align with international practices, reflecting the positive momentum and the evolution of competition law. As you can see, moot courts are an excellent tool to prepare students for eventual practice and to help enhance their legal knowledge and hone their communication skills as well as their drafting and research skills, and of course the ability to think on their feet. These moot court competitions provide a platform to sharpen the students' advocacy skills by simulating real courtroom experiences and allowing students to understand the court procedures, dynamics of the legal proceedings, and other practical nuances. I am very glad to see moots being held regularly on competition law in the recent years, and I hope this trend persists, exposing more students to the area of law, this area. Given that competition law is still relatively new in our country and has yet to undergo a lot of further developments, it is crucial to raise the awareness, especially since competition law does not necessarily form part of the academic curriculum of many law schools in India. Understanding this law is vital because fair competition plays a significant role in advancing our economy and our nation. Of course, so many of our M&A transactions. Platforms such as this one provide a great opportunity to law students to study this growing area of law. These competitions will also benefit the competition bar in the future. As far as we are concerned as a firm, AZB is always looking for opportunities to collaborate on guest lectures, seminars and courses, and we are very happy to have been associated with HNLU for this competition. I would also like to announce that AZB is offering the winning team an opportunity to intern with us. Finally, I would like to conclude by lauding all the teams for their hard work and effort and congratulate each and every participant for the results that they have achieved. Each of you have worked very hard. I certainly look forward to next year's competition, next year's edition of this competition. Thank you so much and congratulations to all.
We are thankful to ma'am for her video message.
We have with us Shri Bharat Budolia sir, partner at AZB and Partners. Sir was recently recognized as a global leader by WWL's Global Guide 2022 for competition. Sir is ranked as a leading individual by other major directories including Chambers Global, Chambers Asia Pacific, the Legal 500 Asia Pacific, and the Legal Era. Sir, may I please request you to kindly address the August gathering.
Respected Professor Vivekanandan, Professor Dr. Ranbir Singh, Professor Uday Shankar, Shri Praful Bharat, Shri R. Murlidharan, faculty members, students and friends, good evening. I'm delighted to be here for the closing ceremony of the first Justice Hidayatullah International Moot Court Competition. And a big congratulations to HNLU and the organizing committee for successfully organizing the competition. I know it has been an Herculean task, so kudos to the team for doing such a great job. I would also like to congratulate all the teams who have participated in the event. And after all, it's not winning or losing that matters, it's the participation that matters. And eventually, each of our successes and failures teach us something more valuable, and to that extent, I think the fact that so many teams actually came here, participated, shows and speaks volumes of the fact that A, this is becoming a prominent moot court competition, and B, that the students are there and ready to do the hard work. Moot court, I'm being told, and some of you or many of you would agree that this year's moot problem was long and complicated, and I would share part of the blame along with the team who actually drafted it. But the idea was to see how the students sort of crystallize and summarize the issue, how in the most succinct manner one could argue and point and find the points which are the most relevant in terms of sort of the crux of the problem. And to that extent, of course, the moot problem was perhaps more complicated than the last year's moot problem. Moot court competition, of course, as is a extracurriculum activity, plays a big role in terms of honing the analytical skills, the research skills, and the oratory skills of the participants. And I think it is very, very critical for law students to participate in moot court competition, because it goes in long way in sort of teaching you, and if nothing, your research skills become so much better after you participated in a moot court competition. At the same time, I would be failing in my duty if I do not stress upon the role of law schools and the faculties in developing the basics of law. Unless you focus in your law school and learn from the faculties, I think just understanding practicalities of the law would not help you in long term. And the practicalities of the law on what we do in courts and in real life situation is based on your learnings in the law school. So I think I would stress upon this fact that the law schools and what you read and study here plays a big role, and please do not underestimate the value of what you read in the books and from your teachers. After all, and this is something that I would want to share, my experience as a competition lawyer and going for one of my first briefings before a senior advocate in Delhi. And I was quite confident, and I was sure that I know the law, I know the facts. And the first question that he asked completely bowled me. And it was on, and the senior advocate that we were briefing had no idea of competition law. The first time he was reading it, first time he was understanding it, and he said, let's break it down and talk about first principles. And actually, that day I realized that what you read in the Bare Act is one thing, but you actually have to understand the first principles to understand what a particular law is all about. And that helps you actually argue or build a case before a regulator or courts. And I'm sure, we have Mr. Praful Bharat, he would sort of, emphasize on the relevance of first principles when you're sort of, before judges. Just in terms of the topic for this competition, I think competition law, of course, has become a prominent sort of subject and topic, not just in law schools but outside law schools as well. As country is growing, as the M&A activity is increasing, as the economy is growing, I think antitrust regulators across the globe have played major part, and I think in India the Competition Commission is playing and will continue to play a big role in shaping our economy. And therefore it is quite relevant for students to understand what competition law is all about. And I mean, before sort of completing this, I would only hope that competitions like these would continue in future, because it goes a long way in the growth of a law student, and moot courts on competition law of course helps build the future generation of lawyers. So I would like to congratulate all the teams who have participated, and thank you so much for being here and inviting me.
Thank you, sir, for your words of wisdom.
We also have with us our guest of honor, Dr. Uday Shankar sir. He is currently an associate professor at Rajiv Gandhi School of Intellectual Property Law of IIT Kharagpur. He had served as the registrar of HNLU for 2 years between 2021 to 2023. My request, sir, to kindly address the gathering.
Thank you and good evening. Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor V.C. Vivekanandan, Teacher of Teachers, Professor Ranbir Singh sir, Learned Advocate General, my colleague Professor Yogendra Srivastava, Professor Vipan, and my senior Sri Muralidharan sir, former student and AZB partner Bharat, and my colleague Professor Anindya Tiwari, and all my colleagues sitting here in the auditorium, and my dear students. It's a matter of true delight for me to be part of this journey. When last year it was announced, I was part of HNLU in a different capacity. When this transformation happened, I have joined this event in a different capacity. So I truly thank the university and the Honorable Vice Chancellor for extending this invite to me, to make me part of this historical journey which has begun this year, and I'm very sure this HIMC is going to grow leap and bound. As it has been rightly said by Honorable Vice Chancellor that information is now getting stored more on cyberspace, and AI is bringing a big challenge to all of us, where creating content is becoming irrelevant because content is going to be taken care by technology. So in AI driven world, to acquire capability would be a real kind of a strength, that how do we acquire capability. So AI driven world may make content creation irrelevant for us as a learner, but as far as acquiring capability is concerned, that would be still a relevant one, and where all of us needs to focus. And that's how I see that the mooting skill, which addresses both capability and content. Capability in a sense of building your confidence, capability in a sense of identifying your strength, capability in sense of exploring your ability. And I believe even with automated world, mooting is going to be really a true learning exercise for law school students. And therefore I believe that the kind of trend which has been set through HNMCC and now HIMC is going to be a big contributor in strengthening the legal education in the country. Competition is all about winning and losing, but I do not see in that way. Particularly when you look at moot court competitions. Moot court competition is all about winning, where everyone wins with a spirit of collective learning. Some may be taking trophy back to their colleges, but at the same time I am very sure the kind of learning all of you are carrying from this place, it will be a true cherishable one, and the friendship what you would be building, that's going to guide you in future. Thank you very much for inviting me and giving this platform. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words.
We also have with us our guest of honor, Sri R. Muralidharan sir. Sir is currently designated as a senior advocate and principal associate at Manu Associates, along with being a law lecturer, registered patent agent, and a mediator. Sir, may I please request you to kindly address the august gathering.
Good evening, everybody. Honorable members on the dais, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very happy to know that this competition law moot is becoming an important and prestigious event in the academic legal calendar of India. I was here for the last year moot, and I am glad I am here this year as well. With this brief intro, I just want to give you a quick history of the competition law regime in the country. I know that most of the participants, well, we look at the provisions, we don't really look at the history. The difficulty about history is that if we don't read and remember history, we will be condemned to repeat it again. So therefore, let's have a look at the history. Number one, the Competition Act replaced MRTPC Act, Monopolist Restrictive Trade Practices Act. Now MRTP still is there in some form or the other, let me not get into that. But the act was received the presidential assent, and it wasn't notified for a very long time actually, because India is not really industrially relevant then. Competition law becomes very important for countries where the level of industrialization and competition is pretty good, reasonable. Now India, we didn't have such a situation for a very long time. Now today, we are one among the first 5 economies of the world. So therefore, the competition law is getting more and more important, and it is likely to influence the system of Indian governance in a big way. All right. Now, why is this competition commission unique? Why is this act very important? I want you to appreciate that, there is a Director General, there is a Competition Commission, there is a Competition Law, Appellate Tribunal. So you have almost like you have an investigating agency executive, you have a legislature in the form of a committee. You can't rule out such a legal proposition. All right. Now, like a railways competition commission, for a railways used to have a separate budget in the parliament for a long time unless it was modified recently. Now what is this competition law? More particularly for the benefit of the people who didn't participate in the event, I see that good lot of them, and I see, now competition law is all about the implementation of obligations that members of the business community owe to each other. That's important actually. If you are a businessman, you owe obligations to the fellow businessman. Right, besides being courteous, polite, all that, that's all taken for granted. And when your stomach is full, your face will be happy. So as we get more prosperous, I'm sure, we would like to be more cultured, more civil, and more merciful, hopefully. All right. What is this law about? This law is essentially for the purpose of prevention of unjust enrichment. People say, look here, to make the first million is the most difficult thing. Once you make the first million, the rest of the millions start flowing. That happens to the industry. When it happens, well, there are a lot of practices, and these practices are detrimental for the consumer. But that's the first and foremost. Plus, we are talking about creation of a competitive, fair, just business environment, which is very, very important. And therefore, this is, it's there. I remember during 1980s, when I became a patent agent, not many people knew that something like patent department existed in Chennai. Well, the situation in respect of competition law in our country is lots better than what it was for patent law during 1980. Lots better, I'm happy. Now, very quickly, what is this? Let me very quickly, I am always go back to history. Two cases I want you to remember. One, before you really understand and jump into the intricacies of competition law. One is McGruger versus Mughal Steamship Corporation. I'm sure many of you would have read it as part of your shipping tort law. Somebody who had to transport tea from China had to suffer a big damage because the steamship company resorted to predatory pricing. One of the issues that involved in today's competition is predatory pricing. Okay, then the court said, hey, there is nothing wrong about a predatory pricing. If a businessman wants to recover his profit only on the 5th year of his operation, fine, let him do it. That was the law then. It's not the law today, okay. But not many had changed. That's number one. Number two, you all wrote this Gloucester Grammar School case, right? Starting a school, tuition center next to an existing tuition center, resulting in loss of revenue, would be a case of damage without legal injury, blah, blah, blah. Now, with this, let me get on to the most important part in Indian history, which is part of Indian freedom movement itself. Predatory pricing, an issue which concerns all of us actually, okay? Well, almost all newspapers have done it, will do it, and it is nothing unusual, right? Even when somebody is starting a biryani shop, they say, buy 1 kilo, take 1 kilo free, right? Which means for the price of 1 kilo, you get 2 kilos, okay? So the guy who is doing the same business and getting the normal return is going to have a problem. Now, one thing I very want to quickly say is the biggest unsung hero of the Indian freedom movement here. I don't know how many of you have heard about him, know him. Okay, but it's my pleasant duty to tell you one of the well-known celebrated victims of predatory pricing. See, the difficulty about competition abuse, in competition abuse, number one, there is predatory pricing. Number two, refusal to deal with. This is an important area which even today's problem involved, allowing the mutual operability and transferability of the inconcluded games. And the third is, which is very important, which is accompanied with the first two, is the abuse of legal process. Okay, all these three things together caused some of the gravest injustice in Indian history, about which I am going to talk to you in 2 minutes and I am done, sir. Okay. This is the story of V.O. Chidambaram. And that man was a celebrated lawyer of the port city of Tuticorin. He was a wealthy guy himself, responsible lawyer, and he found that the British were mistreating passengers from Tuticorin to Kandy and Colombo and charging them excessive money and making the Indian business dealings with Sri Lanka difficult in comparison with what was dealt with by East India Company. So he wanted to start a shipping company. To start a shipping company is very difficult. Okay, remember the McGruger versus Mughal Steamship Corporation? Same thing came to India also actually, okay. And this man started, he didn't have money. Somebody like Bala Gangadhar Tilak from Bombay, hey, you are doing the right thing. Something I wanted to do here myself, but I can't do, you are doing, so I am helping you. He gave in a lot of money and he also suffered money in the bargain. It's actually a truly national effort actually. Okay, this man started this shipping company, and soon after he started the shipping company, you can expect the East India Company to reduce the freight rates. Of course, your consumer is never patriotic here. Okay, when you have an impressive looking cheap Chinese product and not so good looking expensive Indian product, if you are a consumer, if I am a consumer, my choice will always be for the Chinese good. Consumer doesn't have to be patriotic. That's one of the important principles in competition law actually, okay? Now, this gentleman starts 3 months, okay, the British company reduces the price, he becomes more or less bankrupt because he also has to reduce the fare. Access to credit was not coming, and there were so many cases, and the British East India Company perceived that this act of starting a shipping company is an act of rebellion against the British government itself. He was prosecuted for that and he was convicted. Mind you, it went before a British judge, okay, his name is Justice Wallace of the Madras High Court. He said, all right, here he may have done some business against you. That's not going against the British government, and he acquitted him of that actually. Now the point I'm trying to tell you is that when we talk about competition law, we don't remember one of the first biggest important victim. Well, he died not very happily, but thereafter he got a baby and he named the baby after the British judge who acquitted him, by the way. Justice Wallace was the person who acquitted him, and he named his son as Waleshwaran, giving an Indian name. Okay, now the point I'm trying to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, is that the competition law is a very important thing, and it is very important for you to get involved. And mind you that the competition law is still not kind of the percolation levels, okay, into the legal fraternity is low, and moot courts like this is going to do a lot of things to improve the percolation level. And last year when I came, it was a national moot. This year it has become an international moot. Well, next year I wish it becomes a better participated international moot. I very cordially welcome the foreign participants who had come here. I never had an opportunity to meet with them, and it is a very big deal for us actually when you come here actually. It's important. And after all, nowadays, you know, you look at the market at a regional level. It's not just Indian market. It is India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Bhutan, Maldives, okay, and a lot of other countries which make a market. That is the relevant market for us, if you are a serious businessman. So I am glad that the foreign teams participated, and I am sure that in future competitions, more teams will participate. And once again, I thank my good friend and colleague, Professor Vivekanand, for having given me a chance to interact with all of you. It's wonderful seeing you. I look forward to seeing you in some other occasion sometime in future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your words of wisdom.
We also have with us our guest of honor, Shri Praful Bharat sir. Sir has been recently appointed as the new Advocate General of Chhattisgarh High Court. He served as the Additional Advocate General of Chhattisgarh, and he primarily specializes in civil, criminal, constitutional and arbitration matters. Sir, may we now invite you to please address the gathering.
A very good evening to everybody on the dais and below the dais. And a big congratulations to all the students who had participated in this moot court competition. As I was invited by the university to become a judge and to attend this validity function, I was a bit delighted because I find an attachment with HNLU. I was, not many of you must be knowing, I was one of the academic council member in the initial days of this university. So I found an attachment with this institution. Now coming to the subject, the moot court competition. In fact, the moot court gives an opportunity to all the students to perceive the problem, to articulate, to make a research, and thereafter to deliver their case. In fact, outside the court, it is a place where you get the opportunity to show your capability of research, capability of presentation, and capability of answering the questions made by the judge. So, the participants who had participated, as I have been told that about 42 institutions had participated, I congratulate all the 42 participants who had participated in this event. Winning a competition or not winning a competition should not be a motto, because participation is the thing which should be there, and participator should not ever think that since he had not won the competition, so he should not participate in the next year. He should see what were the things by which he could not get this success. So participation should be there. I was also told that 3 countries had also participated, though I could not get the opportunity to meet them. But I congratulate to all these 3 countries who had participated, and I wish that in the coming next year, the number of international participants would be enhanced, and I congratulate the convener of this competition to making this competition a big success by getting all such odd entries. I know that there were 3 more moot court competitions in the same time going throughout the country, and beside that, you got the participant, which shows that the HNLU had got a steep ahead of all other moot competition. So I thank you, all of you, for inviting me in this event, and I congratulate everybody who had participated. I congratulate the team who had conducted this competition, and lastly I congratulate the Vice Chancellor of this university for conducting such a memorable event, and I personally give him a thank for inviting me in this event. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for your enlightening address.
We are also honored to have with us our Honorable Chief Guest, Professor Dr. Ranbir Singh Sir. Sir is a Pro-Chancellor at IILM University. Sir is renowned as the founder and former Vice-Chancellor of Nalsar University of Law, Hyderabad, and National Law University, Delhi. Sir, it is our pleasure to invite you to address the august gathering.
Thank you. You can hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Dear Vice Chancellor, my younger brother, Professor Vivekanand, fellow panelists, judges, faculty members, participating teams and students. Suddenly when I was thinking that should I speak, some Hindi lines came to my mind. जी चाहता है सच बोलूं पर हौसला नहीं होता. I want to share the truth with you. And somebody said very aptly, घर सजाने की बात तो बहुत दूर की है, देखना ये है कि इस घर को बचाएं कैसे. I have 2 wonderful teams before me who made wonderful presentations. After you pass out, and if you decide to join the competition law team in a law firm or have an independent practice, where do you go? Competition Commission of India? I have been a part of the Competition Commission of India for a very long time, being the Vice Chancellor of NLU Delhi. Almost all selections, right to the chairperson, when just Mr. Sikri was there. Members, chairperson, directors, deputy directors. Now, what is your challenge? I tell my students, I used to tell them at Bangalore and Hyderabad and Delhi, I'm a very fortunate person that I belong to all the 3 law schools, which are at the top in the country. So, when you go to present your case in the Competition Commission of India, chairperson doesn't know what competition law is. Members sitting there do not know what competition law is. some directors, some deputy directors, maybe. There was a time when there used to be judicial member. Sometimes the judicial member is there, and there are times when the judicial member is not there. To my mind, today there is no judicial member, if I'm correct. Now, see what happens to you. If you go to represent your case in the Competition Commission, if you try to teach them law, what happens to you? You are gone. And if you don't teach them the law, they don't know the law. So, there starts the art of advocacy. Without telling them that you are fools, you do not know what competition law is, you have no idea of what competition law is, you teach them what competition law is, what is your case, what problem you want to discuss with them, and still have a relief for you. You may or may not have relief. But at all, if you are not having a relief from that so-called court, which they hold, or some two people, those who are bureaucrats, retired, IAS or IAS or IFS, those who have been doing all their life something else except competition law, then you go to the tribunal. The judge doesn't know what competition law is. The members again do not know what competition law is. So, your art of advocacy would be handy for you. And these are the skills you are supposed to learn at the law school through these moots, that when you are caught up in a situation like this, it's the same like us. When I am not prepared for my lecture and I go to a class of 60 students and I am still supposed to speak for 60 minutes, and a class of legal method I teach jurisprudence, and the class of jurisprudence I teach legal method, or maybe sometimes legal history, making them believe that this is very important. So this is the challenge we are facing. Somebody asked me what is the mandate, or what should be the mandate of a law school. I said, for me the mandate of the law school is that we have to produce a generation of professionals, those who are technically sound, professionally competent, and socially relevant. And we saw that during COVID, technology, when I said technically sound, means that we have to understand the very sound interface between technology and law. And this we came to know during COVID, when there was a lot of disruption. We suddenly shifted to online classes, online assessment, online examinations. One thing was very good with the law schools. Students were very happy with the online examination. The reason I don't know, but they were very happy with the online examination. And we had some difficulties in shifting back to the old school, where the online examination will not happen. Anyway, but that is again a fun. But see, suddenly we shifted to the blended mode of learning, and how many teaching methods we started employing. Suddenly we were leaving behind the lecture method, the Socratic method, the group discussion method, moot court method, and role-playing methods. So many methods we are playing. So one of the most important things about the moot court is that it nurtures different kind of skills in you. Skill like research skill. And the best part is, mooting is one activity where students take interest of their own. You understand what I mean? When I tell them to do something, they don't take interest. But there is something of their interest. They take a lot of interest, like you have taken now, organizing this moot court where 40 teams have come. Congratulations from all over the country. But there is a good news and there is a bad news. Good news is that a lot of moot courts happening. Bad news is, where are the law schools? I remember when I was in the law school, Bangalore, even Delhi, number of years in a row, we used to have that MPL. Moot Court Premier League ranking will come every year. And I remember NLU Delhi was at the top for a number of years.
and I don't know where NLU Delhi has gone now. And whether you have it or you don't have it now. So the message I want to convey is that the students of the law school have lost interest in important activities like the moot court. They are busy somewhere else. They have a lot of things to do beyond their studies, right? So, but this is very important for you to understand is moot court is a very important activity. And I would just say in a minute something else. Do not concentrate on corporate law moots. Competition law everywhere, either Jodhpur or this place or somewhere else. I think now there is a time that you get into constitutional moots. Discuss democracy, discuss constitutional values, discuss social justice, discuss economic justice, discuss secularism, and have some moots on the social sciences. I was in Warwick a few years back. I saw there was a conference and a seminar on the Shakespeare and the law. How many of us would have that kind of a vision that we have a moot on Shakespeare of law? Cambridge would have a moot on Shakespeare and the law, or the law, language and literature. Now, we hardly have any moots on human rights. We don't have any moots on human rights, or legal aid for that purpose, or destitute women, or street children. So, the three component of technically sound, professionally competent and socially relevant. I believe you are technically sound, professionally competent, but you are becoming socially irrelevant. You need to think about this. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your enthralling words.
We are deeply grateful for the presence of the esteemed dignitaries. It is our privilege to honor their dedication with mementos, symbolizing heartfelt respect for their remarkable contributions. I kindly request the engineering section to bring down the podium.
May I now request our Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, to present a memento to our chief guest, Dr. Ranbir, sir.
May I now request Registrar Dr. Vipin Kumar sir to felicitate Shri Praful Bharat sir.
May I now request Professor Dr. Yogendra Srivastav sir to kindly felicitate Shri R. Muralidharan sir.
May I now request Dr. Deepak Kumar Srivastav sir to felicitate Dr. Uday Shankar sir.
May I now request Mr. Amitesh Deshmukh sir to kindly felicitate Shri Bharat Budolia sir.
May I now request Mr. Anirudh Agarwal and Mr. Amartya Bajpai, student convener and co-convener respectively of HIMCC, to felicitate Honorable Vice Chancellor Sir with the memento.
May I now request Mr. Rahul Taneja and Ms. Smita Day, student co-convener HIMCC, to felicitate our Registrar Dr. Vipin Kumar Sir.
May I now request Ms. Divya Israni and Mr. Harsh Namdev to felicitate Dr. Yogendra Srivastava Sir with the memento.
May I now request Mr. Vivek Meghwanshi to felicitate Dr. Anandi Tiwari Sir.
Actually, my special congratulations to the memorial winners. My special congratulations to the memorial winners. Good judge always reads pleadings. So if you write a good pleading, arguments become redundant. Okay, it's my pleasure to declare the result. The team winner is TC02, National Law University, Delhi. All the very best and congratulations. We go down now.
I also request Dr. Uday Shankar Sir to kindly declare the results for the best researcher.
And the best researcher award goes to TC13, NLU Jodhpur, Miss Bhagyasri Tiwari.
I also request Mr. Bharat Bhudolia Sir to kindly declare the results for the best speaker.
So best speaker TC33 Ms. Muskan Sethi, School of Law, University of Petroleum and Energy Studies. UPS Dehradun, Muskan City.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I also request Mr. Praful Bharat sir to kindly declare results for the first runner-up.
Any guesses? It is TC 31 Institute of Law, Nirma University, Ahmedabad.
I now request Professor Dr. Ranbir Singh sir to kindly declare the results for the winner of first Hidayatullah International Moot Court Competition 2024.
It's well known. TC 33 School of Law, Ministry of Petroleum and Energy Studies.
Many congratulations to the winners. All the efforts in the world won't matter if you are not inspired. Winning is fun, for sure, but winning is not the point. Wanting to win is the point. Not giving up is the point. And never being satisfied with what you have already achieved is the point.
With that, we reach the last part of the valedictory ceremony of HIMCC 2024. May I now request Dr. Vipin Kumar sir, Registrar at HNLU, to propose the formal vote of thanks.
Good evening to all. Firstly, we would like to thank Professor Dr. Ranbir Singh Sir, Chief Guest of the ceremony, for his benign presence and gracing the valedictory function. We would also like to extend our sincere gratitude to Madam Zia Modi ji for her blessings. Ma'am could not make it to the function physically, but she was part of the ceremony through her video message. The guests of honor, Advocate General Praful Bharat ji, Senior Advocate R. Muralidharan ji, Professor Uday Shankar sir, Advocate Bharat Badolia ji, who have taken time out of their busy schedules. Sirs, your presence has inspired our students. We are grateful to Honorable Dr. V.C. Vivekanandan sir for providing us with the necessary motivation. We sincerely thank our sponsors, A&B partners, media partners, knowledge partners for their generous contribution. I would also like to express my sincere appreciation towards Professor Yogendra Srivastava sir, Dean HNLU, and Dr. Anindya Tiwari sir for being part of this valedictory ceremony. We would also acknowledge the efforts put forth by all the participants. A special mention to the teams from Nepal and Bangladesh. As Muralidharan sir said, we look forward for much more international participations in the years to come. And as just highlighted, winning and losing is just part of the game. It is how you play it. I will fail in my duty if I do not put on record the appreciation for entire HIMCC team, faculty OC members, student OC members for working tirelessly. The supporting staff, thanks for providing the support for the entire event. Thank you for being here, all participants. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir, for your enthralling words. As we draw close to the conclusion of this esteemed Moot Court event, I humbly request every one of you to kindly rise up for the national anthem.
Jaya